Have you ever been standing next to somebody that changed your entire industry and you realized you only had one shot at saying something? Because that's exactly what happened to me when I met Don Bluth, and I almost didn't take it. Hi, I'm Chris, and welcome to my channel, Art with Chris, where I teach you to draw and be creative and the real life lessons that come through choosing a creative path. So let's get down into this video where I discuss the real story of meeting Don Bluth. So I was at the Art Institute of Phoenix and been going to school, and it wasn't until the near graduation where the instructor was excited to let us know about the keynote speaker, and they let us know it was Don Bluth. And at the time, being a young 20-year-old, I did not know who Don Bluth was. But as she let us know that he was a 2D animation director, that he is prolific, my ears perked up. She said that he had done movies such as An American Tail, The Secret of NIMH, Land Before Time, All Dogs Go to Heaven, just to name a few. I was pretty excited and saw that, Don Bluth was actually shaping me right from the beginning. When I was very young, learning about art, was inspired by the Walt Disney movies as well as others. And so I was telling my friends, any opportunity I had, I'd tell a friend, without much thought other than, hey, this is cool that Don Bluth's going to be a keynote speaker at my graduation. And there was no plans, left it at that. Had no thought more of what could ever come of it. Until a couple of days later, I had a buddy that approached me and said, hey, you said Don Bluth is going to be a keynote speaker at your graduation? And I said, yeah. And he goes, well, guess what? And I'm like, what's up? He said, Don Bluth's actually going to be speaking at his parents' house. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. You want the address? And I said, yeah, I do. So anyway, he wrote down his parents' address, and I was pretty excited. I was at the doorstep, and I really felt a tone shifting. There was no stage, there was no crowd. It was very intimate and quiet, with just him and talking about his life to these teenagers. So as I approached him, I saw that it was nearing time for him to start, and so I wanted to be really brief. Pretty nervous, but I approached him, and I didn't want to do too much. I didn't want to lose his favor or become too bold, but I did go up to him just before it started, and I introduced myself. Told him that I was going to the Art Institute of Phoenix, and that my graduation is coming up, and that I understood that he would be the keynote speaker. And so he agreed. He listened, very pleasant. He said, yes, I am. And kind of left it at that. And I sat down with the group of teenagers, and I heard his story. I heard him as he was talking about his life growing up and working at Walt Disney, and going to college, and then coming back to Disney and starting his own team and producing other animation work. It was awesome. And when it was done, we had some treats, and we all went over there after it was done. And so there I was, just chomping away, just really kind of a deep thought when Don Bluth comes to me. He approached me and he asked me, so what is it that you're doing right now there at the Art Institute of Phoenix? And I let him know that I 3D animation. And I told him too that what got me in there was my interest in 2D animation and how I love the Walt Disney movies and his movies. And he was very kind and pleasant, and wished me luck in my pursuit. And so I left it at that, and thought, maybe this is it, and I won't have another talk with him. But I have to say that I did bring my portfolio, and it was sitting in my car, and I really wanted him to look at it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I introduced myself to him. And later he came to me, so I'm just like, do I push it or do I not push it? And so it came to the end of the evening, and everybody started to leave back to their cars and back to their homes. And I was walking in my car very nervous, and I'm thinking, what am I going to do? Do I approach him or just leave it? And my stomach was turning at this point. But I always have that thought, like, what if? What if I do it? What if I didn't do it? And of course, we all know that path, not doing it. But, this channel is about trying new things in all my life, and this was an opportunity to try new things. And so that's why I'm telling this story. So anyway, I did approach him. I came up to him from behind and I said, Don Bluth, I really want to show you my stuff, and I have it in my car. If you could just give it a quick glance and just give me your 2 cents on what you think of my direction, or maybe perhaps working for you in your animation studio. And he paused for a minute, and he started reaching into his pocket, into his coat, and he pulled out a piece of paper, pencil, and he goes, you know what, Chris, I'm going to give you my assistant's number. Take it, call her up, we'll set a time, and I'll look over it. And I was like, okay. I was pretty excited. I was dancing all the way back home. I was on cloud nine. I couldn't believe it. He seriously was being kind enough to look at my stuff. This channel is about inspirational stories, as well as tutorials and instruction for design or drawing. And so I want to get into these things on this channel. And so subscribe and learn and grow with me, because I'm at ground level with starting a beginning drawing program and some advanced ones. And so I am going to be here for a while, so stick around and watch this next video I have of what happens when I go behind doors with Don Bluth.